Hi, my name is Parfait Sialapezo, and I'll be presenting to you our game's rules and regulations, including its mechanics. The game Furious Ride derives from old car racing games. Here, the rules are simple. Destroy as many cars as possible as you drive to the finish line, with the intent of achieving a higher score with each attempt in comparison with your previous tries or races. To reach this goal of improving your personal score, the player has to kill or destroy his opponents as points augment or increase to the scoreboard each time the opponent is shot at. Moreover, completely destroying an opponent provides an even bigger prize or reward, that is, more points for you. It is important, however, to note that Furious Ride, which is our game, is a pixelated game.
Hi, my name is Risha, and my job was to add the music in the game. Like the game theme music when the car shoots bullet or when the car is moving forward, right or left. I also had to create the end screen when the player loses all of his health and not being able to play the whole time, and the game ends and the game over screen pops up, or when the player wins, or by playing the whole time without losing all of its health. Also, in the end screen, player again can play again, and quit code is implemented, so the player can choose to play the game again or leave the game if he or she doesn't want to play anymore.
Hello, this is Dhruva Patel. I worked on player card design, start screen, and enemy spawning. I designed this start screen. After designing this screen, I wrote a script for enemy spawning. The script basically spawns three enemies once the game is started. After that, using a timer function, three different kinds of enemies are spawned continuously. Enemy 1 is spawned 3 times, while enemy 2 and enemy 3 is spawned only once, and this spawning is repeated until the game is ended.
Hello, I'm Justin DeBro. I handle the primary enemy behavior scripts and taking damage scripts that the enemy and enemy 2 and enemy 3. Primarily, these scripts were very similar to one another when it came to taking damage for the enemy, but however, there are some small differences. For main enemy and enemy 2, these enemies have projectiles from which they launch from their bodies, which have their own properties. There's a shoot function for main enemy, and for enemy 2, it has a drop function, which is functionally identical to the shoot function. Both of these have their own properties adjusted to the bullet and the bomb qualities, and they also have their own enemy behaviors, which keep them at a fixed distance away from the opponent and then move downwards down the screen gradually. For enemy 3, it works a little bit different. The primary means of damage for this enemy is primarily the body of its own vehicle, so I decided to create an area 2D so that it would constantly chase around the enemy player and look to damage them by running into them. This is just an image of one of the projectiles that I've created. This is the one typically used for the shoot function that both the enemy and the player use. When this bullet interacts with either the enemy or the player, for the player it will damage them, and for the enemy it will completely remove them from the scene. This is the primary player script. The basic functionalities of movement, particle effects were added here, and the shoot function, which allows the player to gain as much of a high score as possible.
Hello, my name is Tashin. My job was to do the parallaxing. How it works is that a duplicate screen of the main screen is layered and is on top of the main screen. When the position is over 480, it will keep going to make the screen move. I have also created a timer for the game. The purpose of the timer is that the player has to defeat the enemies by the time ends, which is 1 minute and 30 seconds. I have created a separate script and used if statements for creating the timer. Then I had connected the timer to the timer node and had it count down by zero point 0.1 milliseconds. I had also created the high score for the game. Each time the enemy is shot, I had the high score increment by 100 points. I created a high score script and made it global so that I would be able to make the high score board work from any point of the engine. I had also created a life bar. The game ends when the player is hit 5 times. I had the health bar decreased by 20 so that when the health bar is at 0, the game ends. The way I implemented it was that I had used a canvas layer, HBox, and texture progress feature in Godot to make the bar work.